Hey guys, what's up? It's JR Cuber, and in this video we have another Puzzlcrate unboxing. This is the February box, so let's go ahead and open it up and see what's inside. Alright, looks like we've got two puzzles again, another Land puzzle, and it looks like a Shengshao puzzle. So in here we have the Valentine Gear Cube and the Phoenix Cube. So let's go ahead and start with the Phoenix Cube. So it says, released in early 2019, the Phoenix Cube is a shape modification of a Fisher Cube. This means the solve is the same as a Rubik's Cube. However, the shape shifting and shape of the pieces can make it much more confusing. Since there are only 3 colors and many pieces are interchangeable, it's possible to find yourself with the puzzle in an unsolvable state, known as a parity issue. The puzzle is very similar to Troy Robinson's RC Pongo's Turtle Cube. As with most Shengshao puzzles, the build quality and turning are both excellent. All right, so I have not heard of this puzzle, so I'm very interested to see what it's going to look like. You can kind of see a picture of it there. Let's see here. All right, okay, I have seen this puzzle. I've definitely seen something like it, at least. I don't have one, but I have seen RC Pongo's version of this puzzle, and it does look pretty much identical. So I don't know if you want to classify this as a knockoff or not. Shengshao does have a history of knocking off a lot of puzzles, so I'm not really that surprised. But either way, this is still a very, very cool puzzle. All shoutouts to RC Pongo though, I'll link him in the description. But yeah, this is a very, very cool looking puzzle, and it has a very interesting feel to it. As you can see, the plastic is not really matte or smooth. It's got a very interesting texture to it. I have seen this in Shengshao puzzles before. There was a 3x3 that came out with this kind of texture. There's also obviously only 3 colors, but basically the way this relates to a Fisher Cube is that this is the top and bottom layer as a Fisher Cube would have normally, and then the side layers are here. So it seems to me like a little bit more of a deeper cut Fisher Cube with a little more irregularly shaped pieces. So the corners have kind of been cut all the way in, so there's nothing on the top of the corners. It's all just these side pieces, and then you just have the centers here and edges here for these side faces, basically. So I couldn't quite place what this was reminding me of until I looked over at my desk and saw the puzzle from a couple of puzzle crates ago. But it is this Megaminx right here, which is basically the same kind of idea. So you can see it has the exact same color scheme, and basically what it is kind of a fissured Megaminx on at least 2 faces, where you have these faces here with the corners facing kind of out this direction, which is the exact same thing that you have on this puzzle. But either way, this is still just going to solve like a normal 3x3, and I can't imagine it's going to be too difficult, especially because each layer is a different color, so it's very obvious where each piece needs to go. So that's going to make it very nice for us. So I'm going to go ahead and scramble it up and do a bit of a solve here. Same thing with the Megaminx. It is kind of hard to get to a point where it really looks that scrambled because there's a lot of identical pieces, so it can be kind of hard to separate everything out. All right, so I would say that's a pretty good scramble right there. I'm gonna go ahead and start with green. So let's just go ahead and get all these green edges up, and these are all identical, so it's really not gonna take much time. I just wanna make sure the centers are oriented properly. There we go. All right, now let's get the corners in, and this can very, very easily be done with F2L because you just have to match shape, and there's really only 2 orientations that each piece can be in, so makes it very, very simple. All right, there's our first 2 layers. It looks like we did get a parity, so I'm just gonna do a quick flip of one of these edges. There we go. So now we can rotate all of these up, and then we just need to rotate the corners because there's no other orientations for them. And boom, there you go. Super, super fast solve. Very, very simple. And the puzzle does turn very, very well as well. I didn't mention that, but the turning is very quiet, very, very smooth, quite fast, easy to move. So yeah, a nice fun little shape mod, definitely cool for the collection. It looks really cool, it's very striking, and not super obvious at first that it's just a 3x3, so pretty cool puzzle. All right, let's go ahead and move on. So next up we have the Valentine Gear Cube. So co-designed by David Pitcher, this puzzle is actually a modification of Oscar's Geary Cube. Hiding behind the hearts of this puzzle is an internal gear cube. The hearts rotate 90 degrees for every 180 degree face turn. However, unlike the Gear Cube and Geary Cube, there's no centerpiece to tell you which color goes on each side. The overall solve is very similar to a Gear Cube, so if you can solve one of those, you can likely figure this one out as well. Turning can be a bit stiff at first, but overall the quality is great and it's a very playable puzzle. All right, I'm very excited to check this one out. This was timely for the time that it came, which was in February, but here is the puzzle nonetheless. So this is a very interesting puzzle because, like the card said, it's a gear puzzle, but with no external gears. So all the gears are internal, which I don't have any puzzles like that. And it has a very, very cool external pattern as well. So as you can see, that is what the turns look like. So the card is right. This is basically the same as a normal gear cube. The way gear cube works is for every 180 degree face turn you make, the middle layer also rotates 90 degrees, which means you can't do a 90 degree face turn because the middle layer is only rotated 45 degrees. So you have to do 180 degree turns. The other thing too is that normally these kind of edge pieces here rotate because they're geared, so they move as you turn the puzzle. However, these do not. So this is actually going to be even easier than a normal gear cube, which is already a very easy puzzle to solve. So we got two very easy puzzles in this puzzle crate. We got lucky with this one. There is probably like one algorithm that you need to know, but that's pretty much it. All right, so that's a kind of decent scramble. The first thing you do is solve the corners, and the corners are just going to solve like a 2x2 that you've only rotated by 180 degree increments, which means they're extremely easy. There we go. There's our corners done. So now for these pieces, we just have to look at and see, okay, these edges here need to flip, these edges need to flip. So we just do one flip of these edges, and then we'll do one flip of these edges, which will also rotate these, and it's done. All right, so to rotate these, you just turn the top once, full 180 degree rotation, and then you turn the side twice. And then you do that again. Now all of these pieces are done. And we kind of have to do this twice. So we do this once, and then we rotate it and do it from this angle. There we go. And now we just have this case on a super gear cube. And there's like a center piece to the edge, which is basically this piece that's exposed now. And then there's the geared part, which is basically trivial. So to do this, you just hold it from this angle where you have 4 unsolved pieces on one side instead of the 2 solved. And then you do, basically you do a U and then R and then U and then R, even though it's technically a U2, R2, you just do that a few times. And boom, it's solved. Very, very similar to a normal gear cube. If you guys know how to solve that cube, you'll definitely be able to solve this one. Basically just the nature of the gears for this puzzle in particular make it very easy. Sometimes the gears are very hard to solve in some other geared puzzles, but for this classic gear cube, it's a very, very simple puzzle. Anyways, that's about it for this month's puzzle crate. Definitely one of the easier boxes we've gotten, but they both look very, very cool and have some pretty interesting functionality, even though they're easy to solve. So that's about it. If you guys like to check out Puzzlecrate, the link will of course be in the description. It's a $30 a month subscription service and you get new puzzles sent to you every single month. If you guys like this video, make sure to hit that like button, turn notifications, and subscribe if you haven't already. Thanks for watching, guys. Bye.